In this video, we will cover how to process a request for inventory to be transferred from your area to another. So this is you've received a request from another area for inventory from your area. So from wherever you are in VetView, look across the icon bar and click on the navigation icon to the far right. In the navigation menu, you're going to click on Inventory Transfer Request. And then you're going to search for where that request is. So you can search with a source area, a destination area. You can do any combination of request number, requested by, the request date, the needed by date. But this is the part you want to really pay attention to, and that is, are you doing a new request that was submitted? Do you want a back-ordered, returned, incomplete, new, etc. New would be ones that they may have saved it, but they didn't complete it or submit it. And usually they're going to be in the submitted status. But regardless, you want to find the request that you're looking for. And then once you've found it, you can either click on this transfer inventory icon, or you can highlight the line and click on the transfer inventory button. They do the exact same thing. That will give you the details of what's been requested. So here you'll see I have a sterile gauze bandaging that neurology has requested 15 of from me, 15 sales units of from me. And the system assumes that because I only have one set in stock, that I'm pulling from that particular stock. And that's correct, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. So on to my second one. You'll see I have a small exam glove that they've requested 15 of. And you'll see below that I actually have 3 different supplies of that stock. So I have 3 containers, basically, of that stock. And the system defaults to the one that is going to expire first. So since the one that's in the cooler currently in my main storage location is going to expire first, the system assumes that I pull it from that one. If for whatever reason I didn't go to the cooler and I've already packaged it up, I can go in and correct that and say, well, I didn't actually pull it from there. I pulled it from this one based on the lot number or serial number, or even the manufacturer if they're not the same. So this is where you need to make those kinds of corrections. And then you'll see they've also requested number 7 surgical gloves. They've asked for 5 of them. And let's say that for whatever reason my stock's not right, and I'm looking at the shelf and I only have 3 to give them. So if that's the case, I can actually go in here and say, I'm only sending you 3, but I want the other 2 to go on back order. So I'm going to leave that the way it is because I'm giving that to them, and you'd probably have some lot number, serial number information here. But I wanted to go on back order so that I know I still have 2 that I owe them, basically. So once you've done that, if you get interrupted for lunch while you're working the list, because sometimes the lists are going to be fairly extensive, you can save, and that will just save the information. Note you get this little alert that says this inventory transfer will not be complete until it's posted. So it's actually going to put it into an incomplete status. And then when it is posted, the back order transferred and received quantities will be updated. And you just OK out of that alert. And then once you have finished your list, which we're going to call mine finished, I'm going to post the transfer. And that basically means that I packaged it up and I sent it to their area. Now, right now in VetView, the assumption is that the area is auto-receive. So they have to have a destination location that is set to default and auto-receive currently for you to be able to utilize the system. So you might want to make a dummy if you don't have one, or just make one generic location for where supplies go. Make sure you set a default in your system setup. It's under hospital setup, and you find your unit. And there you tell the system whether or not it auto-receives inventory, and that will then also force you to identify a default destination location or inventory location. And that is how you transfer materials from your area in the hospital to another.